What's up, everybody? It's Will I Am.
Hey, what's up? This is Fergie.
What's up, y'all? My name is Apple the Apple.
What's up, y'all? It's Tab Magnetic, aka Taboo, the Black Eyed Peas.
To be in the Black Eyed Peas, for me, it means family, friendship.
Being a part of the Black Eyed Peas is a family.
Friendship, family, and hope.
Black Eyed Peas is a stamp of our friendship.
We're not like other bands where we're just put together. We're actually friends. We're best friends, and we know each other, and we know each other's flaws.
What it means to be a part of the Black Eyed Peas, it's unbelievable. All the experiences that we got to have together.
It's something that we started when we were teenagers.
Because, we started as young kids,
Just a little kid with a dream, right?
14 years old, and we've been together since till now.
We love music. Music saved our lives. So it's pretty much a bond, a family, and friendship. And we express that appreciation through music.
It's been amazing, our journey.
Growing up, loving dancing, loving music, appreciating hip-hop, we always had those similar interests. So when we met in 1993, we always knew that we were going to do something special.
Just going into Immortal Records, like trying to shop a demo tape, getting turned down, going to Delicious Vinyl, getting turned down. 1993, 4, 5, 6, 7, struggling.
From, joining the band and let's go on tour, let's get ready, and me having to go get 5 different pairs of Dickies, a bunch of wife beaters from Kmart. Now, where things are so much broader, and our audiences have just grown through the years.
That's nuts. Something that 2 guys started. Like me and Apple started it.
Coming from a third world country, this was my vehicle to achieve my dreams.
For me, it was this beautiful opportunity that God presented to me, and it's just helped me to have the confidence to be the artist I am today.
It's a unique type of thing. Like, it isn't something that's contrived or a record company like marketing strategy, or like it's something that's made from scratch, from thought. It's like rebellion through expression.
For us, it's been a great journey, and I feel like we keep on expanding and growing.
Expressing ourselves through art and music and fashion. It's honest.
Live from Costa Rica, it's the Black Eyed Peas.
One of my most memorable experiences is when we did New Year's Eve in Rio de Janeiro.
The most memorable experience was performing in front of 1 million people on New Year's Eve at Ipanema Beach in Brazil.
And we were in Brazil, and it was Ipanema Beach, and there was over 1 million people there. So basically when we were performing, I would look out onto this ocean of people.
And it's nothing but a sea of people, and they're singing the song that we wrote, which really touched a lot of people around the world.
Brazil, 1,500,000 people. Like, what? 1,500,000? That's a country. And they're there on the beach in the rain, waiting for us to go on stage. Damn. That's nuts.
And because the people in the back couldn't hear the same as the people in the front, it was this echo going on, and when people would jump, it was this whole wave, an ocean of people jumping. And it was just spectacular.
Listening to 1 million people singing Where's the Love. That energy was frightening, it was exciting, surreal. It made me really pinpoint on what the music that we create does to a lot of people around the world.
But it was one of those memorable experiences that I don't know if it will ever happen again.
The most memorable moment in the group was our bidding war week. It was a bidding war, it was like a 3-week bidding war. Jimmy Iovine offered us 300. Then Warner Brothers, this guy named Russ, offered us like 400. And we were like, what? Yo, 400? Paulie Anthony offered us like 500. And the thing's just going, like, it's like a 2-week period, 2 or 3 week period. Paulie Anthony says $1 million. Warner Brothers says $1 million. Jimmy Iovine calls us in his office. It's like, I thought we had a deal. What's going on? You know, we have a bidding war. He was like, look, let me tell you something. If you sign with Sony for $1 million and you don't sell a record, that'll be the last record I promise you'll ever make. But if you sign with me for $450, if you sell one record or don't sell any record, you'll always make records here at Interscope. I don't know, dude. Something feels right about Interscope. So that's my best memory, that decision right there. Because it wasn't about the money. We could have got like $1 million and a house if we would have signed with Sony. But Jimmy felt right. And make a long story short, 4 years later, Paulie Anthony was working for Jimmy. It all came back around full circle.
For me, I think it's going back home to the Philippines and doing a show. And now I'm able to go back home with my group and actually perform in front of my family and in front of, you know, the country where I came from. You know, the president was there in the front with the army surrounding her, you know, singing the Black Eyed Peas songs. And, you know, that's the most memorable thing for me.
The Army of the Philippines and the President were there to see Alan Pineda, a.k.a. Apple Diap. It was amazing.
It was overwhelming for me. Like, me and Will actually, you know, teared out, you know, before the show. We're like, damn, Ab, we're actually back, you know, in your country.
My favorite tour, it had to be our first tour ever. Our first tour was Smoking Grooves. We never have been on tour up until that point, and we get thrown into the biggest tour of the summer, 1998, summer of 98, and we went on tour with Public Enemy, Wyclef, Cypress Hill, Gangstar, and we had like 20 minutes set. We were like, yo, 20 minutes, dude. Busta Rhymes still to this day was like, I remember you guys on Smoking Grooves tour. You guys was opening up for the seats. There would be nobody in the audience. Maybe like 100. And we were so happy just running around, jumping like, yo, we're on tour. And we've never toured before and hopped on the biggest tour of the summer. It was awesome.
My favorite tour would be the Big Day Out tour.
The Big Day Out, we were the only hip-hop act on that tour.
And that goes all over Australia and New Zealand in their summertime, which is our January.
Headlining was Metallica. So it was like Black Eyed Peas and Metallica rocking out.
So it's not like one of those one-off festivals where you go and you run around and see all the people you haven't seen or watch bands that you've never seen perform. This is, you know, a bunch of shows all put together. Everyone flies together. You'll see other bands on your flight, you know, in the hotel lobby. They have the best parties because you get to know these people.
Big Day Out has always been special to us. Way before the success of the Peas, we always had a special part in our hearts for Australia.
Another year we actually just came on the stage with Jack Johnson one year, and that was one of my first, I think it was my first big performance with the Peas ever, and that was in 2003.
My favorite tour that we've done is the Pepsi tour.
And of course, the last tour, this Pepsi tour that we did.
We got to see places like, you know, we would never thought we'll see, you know, like Kazakhstan. You know, I thought that was just in a Borat movie, you know. And then now we're like in Kazakhstan, and we got to see Nigeria. We went to Nigeria. That was pretty kind of scary experience.
And the next day we went to Ethiopia, Romania, Hungary, Poland, Italy, London, Moscow.
It lasted about a month and a half. We covered the whole 5 continents. We circled the world on that tour.
One of the most memorable performances for me was the first time on the Grammys with the Peas and Justin Timberlake, and we did Where's the Love. And it was a big deal because there are a lot of people in that room that we admire, and we did it, and it was like a victory, you know. It didn't matter, nothing else mattered but that moment, and it was just such a great moment. And my mom was there with me, and you know, I took her out that night to the parties, and it was great. I remember it was Outcast had a party, and I got to take her to Outcast's party.
I think one of the memorable one for me was the European Music Awards. You know, we were doing Where's the Love, and we had no idea that Justin was going to jump in on stage. And it was like this freestyle thing on, you know, on this award show. And Justin just got up there, rocked Where's the Love with us, and without planning. And I thought that was, you know.
Glastonbury. We're late for the show, so Sting says, "Why don't you take my helicopter?" We're like, what? So we get helicoptered out from Sting's backyard, from his castle, and we helicopter into Glastonbury, and we look, and there's like 30,000 people like waiting for us to play. Like, whoa, this is nuts. We land, and we rock the house. You know, like, that's a dream. Even when I look back and try to remember it, doesn't seem real.
Usually the crowd will get crazy during Pump It or Let's Get It Started. Those are songs that are just madness. And we're crazy on stage, the audience is nuts.
I like all of them, from Behind the Front to Bridging the Gap to Elephant to Monkey Business.
The most exciting ones are the new ones.
Like right now, you know, I hear Boom Boom Pow like on the radio, I mean like 8 times a day, but every time it comes on, I turn it up.
And those are just songs that we wow out to. Another one of those that's new, that's gonna be like that is I Got a Feeling, because it's a party anthem.
It's the first time that we, as a group, all are doing the verse unison.
And it's all of us chanting at the same time. We've never done that before. And it's just mayhem.
There's no individual raps or individual verses. We're all together. And that's what I like about it. And it's very energetic, and it's an anthem.
For me, it's not just one easy answer. You're going to get like a book. But the favorite, most precious would be Where's the Love? Probably Apple said the same thing, and Taboo said the same thing too. And the reason is because it's the truth.
My favorite lyric is on the song titled Where's the Love, and it's by Apple. The first line, he says, "I feel the weight of the world on my shoulder. As I'm getting older, y'all, people gets colder. People get colder."
That song got us back together and reminded us of our purpose and our friendship and doing music, instead of getting caught up into like our personal vendettas and stuff like that.
It's a time in our life where we were kicked in the nuts, like slapped in the face.
So at that time, we were traveling and we were touring, and we were asking the question, where's the love?
So we wrote this song called Where's the Love? It was right after September 11th. And we had a gig on September the 13th, a tour that started. So I go home and I tell my grandma, like, Nanny, they still want us to go on tour. She was like, well, you gonna go? I was like, no, we don't know what's going on. They just attacked America with airplanes. She's like, well, if the tour was supposed to be canceled, it would have been canceled, wouldn't it? When God calls you to go do his work, you don't stay home scared. The tour is still scheduled for a reason, so you better get out there and go on that tour. So we went on tour on September 13th. Traveled around America, went to New York.
And, you know, every place we would go to, it would be like a cold shoulder to people that resembled somebody from the Middle East. And we would look at that as like, wow, you know, there's no love there. It sucks.
And came back home November the 12th. I pull up the hard drive, you'll see the date. Where's the Love was recorded November the 18th. And we documented I was like, hey, let's document what America feels like right now. So that's Where's the Love?
People killing, people dying, children hurt, and you see them crying. If you practice what you preach, would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. You know the rest. Where's the love?
We try to find something that best represented the time and the climate. And I think we found love with this song, and I think that's what Apple was trying to say with that verse.
So, you know, that song was very important to us.
I think the most fun video that we have done to date, as far as having a good time during the video shoot, was I Got a Feeling. It was just a complete house party, and we all were just having fun, and it wasn't like there was choreography that I had to stress over. So there were no, drastic changes throughout the day. You could just kind of hang out, and we invited a bunch of our cool friends, like Dean and Dan from D Squared, and June and Angina, and a lot of really cool club kids. Yeah, it was easy, and we were just jumping on the bed, jumping all over each other, just madness. So that was the most fun video, I think, to make.
The coolest video experience would be Joints and Jams. We just got finished doing Falling Up, and we made Falling Up for like $6,000. It was symbolic to us, our style of music and where we wanted to take it, and our perception on the industry and our unique style, and paving the way and taking the hard road, right, instead of the easy road. And we did Joints and Jams, right? And the budget came in at $600,000, and Jimmy's like, "What, are you crazy? $600,000? The budget is $100. Don't go over it." So me and Brian Belichick were walking down Hollywood like, "Yo, what are we gonna do, dude? This is the closest thing to commercial that the Black Eyed Peas have, so we need a real simple video, dude." We were about mass appeal, no segregation, and got black to Asian and Caucasian. I was like, that's it. We went worldwide with it. Dude, what do kids do? You gotta think like a kid, man. What do kids do when they're in the supermarket? Like, they put their face, they slam it up against a window like, "Ugh." We need to do something like that. Hey, why don't we do that? Why don't we make it like we're being like sucked into the camera or something, and the camera's sucking us in, and we're like squishing our face on getting sucked in the camera. Let's do that. And so we did it. And that, to me, it was from a walk down Hollywood Boulevard.
Boom Boom Pow, it best represented what Black Eyed Peas, the Black Eyed Peas experience is going after. It's the digital afterlife. I had a good time because it's the first time that we actually did something choreographed. And it was influenced by Thai style of dancing. And it was the first time that we had done a video together with our whole new look, our whole new vibe, our presentation. Fergie has black hair, Will.i.am cut off his dreads. Me, I did this to my hair.
The coolest video experience was, for me, was Pump It.
I'll tell you the worst video experience. I had broken my tailbone for Pump It, and I wasn't able to do the cool tricks that Apple was doing.
We were all like unharnessed, and I had to do this one move where I had to kick like 7 guys in a circle.
So I had to sit on a donut the whole time like this because I had a broken tailbone.
And I actually had to jump and run in people's chest, So I felt like an action hero. So
that was the worst experience of shooting a video.
Pump It was a great video experience for me.
The coolest collaboration has to be hands down with the Godfather of Soul, James Brown.
I mean, James Brown was such a great collaboration for us.
And the reason why is because we were the first hip hop group to collaborate with him, and we were probably the last collaboration before he passed away, which is monumental because he was such a great inspiration to us. Continues to be a great inspiration.
We recorded with James Brown in London.
Coolest collaboration was James Brown.
How legendary and amazing he was as a performer, not only on the political side, but just how he could command a stage. And we got to perform with him at our Peapod event.
We wanted to know if he would like to collaborate with us. And he was like, well, I don't usually collaborate with anybody, but, I like Black Eyed Peas. So, yeah, contact my people. And then, a day later, he was in the studio.
And that song was titled, They Don't Want Music. off of Monkey Business.
Mr. Brown, can we take a picture with you? And he clapped his hands. He was like, and somebody combed his hair. And I was like, whoa, that's dope.
He's a legend, and we love and appreciate what he did for that collaboration.
We did the song, we recorded it, and we performed with him in New York at Madison Square Garden.
We performed with them at Madison Square Garden.
That was a magical moment for us. Just being on stage with James Brown, I almost didn't want to perform. I just wanted to look at him. I just wanted to watch.
He gives his singers a signal with his hand, or when he touches his hair, it's a certain word that they have to say. He is the ultimate conductor, the ultimate entertainer. For us, it was just an honor and a privilege for him to be associated with us and us to be associated with him, and to show the new Black Eyed Peas fans that we never forget where we come from.
So Taboo calls me up on the phone. He's like, yo, we should do something with Justin Timberlake. I was like, what? Oh, hell no, man. Justin Timberlake, he's in NSYNC. He was like, Will, you don't understand, dude. He wrote this hook. It's beautiful. I was like, look, all right, how about you bring him to the studio and we'll see what it sounds like. So Justin Timberlake comes to the studio. He was like, yo, you understand, man, I love this song that y'all did, Where's the Love? Soon I heard it over the phone, I wrote this hook. Listen. People killing me. I'm like, whoa, that is dope. Let's do this song, dude. The part he wrote is beautiful.
One of my favorite charitable events that we did was Live Earth, and that was in 2007, and it was all about being green. And I remember being so inspired by that event that I put my Hummer on sale, and I sold it, and I donated all the profits to Global Green.
Special charitable moment has to be when we traveled to Soweto and performed for 40,000 underprivileged kids of South Africa.
Special charitable moment was in South Africa. We actually went back there and did a free show because, we went there a couple of years ago, and in our mind it was like, black people, and then we did the show and like, where are all the black people at, and they couldn't afford the show. And that's why we came up with the idea of going back and doing a free show.
So to be able to go to a different country and perform for kids that wouldn't necessarily be able to buy a Black Eyed Peas ticket to go to see the concert.
And the money we donated to, we adopted schools and workshops in South Africa. We got to meet Mandela.
To have Nelson Mandela embrace us as not just musicians, but also as humanitarians and as people that really care about the things that are going on in the world.
That was a great feeling to see, some of the people that can afford to see a show, and they're actually enjoying themselves.
Well, that concert was part of the Peapod Foundation, which was started in Los Angeles, California. Now we have an academy in Watts where kids are able to learn production, television and film, directing, learning how to use a camera. So it just continues to amaze me how much investing and kind of like changing people's lives that come from the same backgrounds that we come from. That's bigger than winning a Grammy or selling records, because I'm changing a kid's life without having to have monetary compensation for it.
Special charitable moment just happened 2 days ago. I just got, I've just started DJing, and I got paid a whole lot of money to DJ one gig. Yo, I want to give my money away. So I called my friend Gail. Like, hey, Gail. She's like, hey, Mr. Boom Boom, where you been? I was like, oh, I've just been, working on the record. She was like, have you been doing anything for a cause lately? I know you got something up your sleeve. I was like, well, I'm getting paid some money to DJ, and I want to give it away to send some kid to college. She's like, well, why don't you do it tomorrow on Oprah? We could do it over Skype. I was like, what? So then she calls me back the next day and says, hey, Will, you can't just be on Skype and do that. You need to come to Oprah and do that. You want to fly out next week and be on Oprah? And we do a whole big segment called Harpo Hookups. So they had me pick through from 4 different candidates. And I couldn't pick one, right? And the reason why I'm passionate about this, because Black Eyed Peas, we started playing in colleges, and I know how important education is in America. I couldn't just pick one. So I sent all 4 of them. That was awesome, you know? And I told them on national TV, you know, you guys are the first kids to receive the IM scholarship. This isn't the last time I'm going to do it. The only thing I ask for you guys is to succeed and prove to people that single parents are the strongest people on the planet. And don't be a statistic. Go out there and get it and do it. You know? So that was my most proud charitable moment.
From elephant to monkey business, it's like in 4 years, we didn't stop. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting calls. We gotta get back in the studio. We gotta do this album. Jimmy wants it out in the spring. And I'm like, are you guys crazy right now? And it's back to the chaos. And with the guys, it's always a laugh.
Well, for us, it was easy because it felt like when we were first introduced to like hip hop and underground music.
So the new album, The End, I can't say it's electro, but it's inspired by electro. I can't say it's house, but it's inspired by house. I can't say it's full-on dance, but it's inspired by full-on dance.
People that were expecting the Black Eyed Peas to come back with the same thing, we reinvented ourselves again.
It's the Black Eyed Peas. And we've always did like style fusing, electro dance, disco, house, rock, soul, like that kind of sandwich. And it's the peas, you know?
This album is like, it's like your personal DJ.
It's very energetic, our most energetic record. All up-tempo. There's no song that's under 110 beats per minute. Everything is...
You could just put it on if you're having a dorm party. You could just pop it and let it play.
Boom Boom Pow has been exciting. When it speeds up, when it double times, it doesn't really speed up, but it feels like it does. When it goes, that's when the audience goes nuts.
It actually got leaked before it was released, and we were kind of like worried about that, you know. But you know, I think that was that was a good thing that happened for Boom Boom Pow because it just shot through the roof.
Everything was like, let's have a good time, let's party, let's dance. And that's great because that's what's needed, right? People are depressed, people have lost their jobs. I think what's important is to bring people together and give people escape right now. Make them feel good about life.
Yeah, I think this is one of the Peace best album.
One of the great things about being an artist is that there's a blank slate and you get to fill that up. You get to paint it yourself.
Being a part of such a great band to do positive progressive hip hop and to always travel and to experience this with my best friends, there's no other feeling that I could describe to let you know how happy and excited I am to do this for a living.
Getting up on that stage, with the guys, it's so much fun because we all just let loose and it's silly. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
Just the ups and downs, dude. The highs and the lows. The ride has been like, if I go back and think, a lot of people think Black Eyed Peas, ooh, where's love? But it's like a history. I'm so proud of being in this group.
Luckily I met good friends that, guided me along the way, and we had the same interests and dreams, and we pursued that together.
For us, it's been a great journey, and I feel like we keep on expanding and growing. We're just gonna give the world the Black Eyed Peas experience forever.
When people didn't believe, we believed together, right? And we continue to push and make our dream come true. So Black Eyed Peas, to me, is like, all right, guys, we in it to the death of us.